Thank you for tuning into the Buyer's Guide podcast, where we talk all things property and finance. My name is Peter Mastriani, the founder of the Buyer's Guide, and today's cast will take a little bit of a different tone as we focus more on investment psychology and perhaps why most people don't actually surpass more than one investment property, what holds them back, and what can be done to ensure you achieve takeoff success as a property investor. So, let's get to it. Achieving takeoff success from a property investment perspective involves four factors which we'll discuss today. However, one major roadblock does exist, and that's life. Life definitely can get in the way. You may have the desire and the capacity, but the implementation and the management of the plan can let you down because life and its distractions definitely get in the way. Therefore, management and checking in on the plan to reevaluate is a necessity, particularly through the different phases of your life. Now, some of the more common reasons why people don't actually invest in property are firstly, not possessing enough knowledge. In turn, lacking the actual confidence when it comes to making property investment decisions. Secondly, is fear. Now, this is a big one, and it could be fear of any number of factors. It could be fear of having to make repairs, to cater for unaccounted for expenses, and even potential tenancy issues. Thirdly, is people try and time the market for the perfect opportunity or wait for the market to actually fall. Yet time continues to pass on by, prices don't fall, and many opportunities are missed in between. Fourthly, money, money, money. People have the wrong financial structures in place or simply just find it too hard to find surplus cash flow against the backdrop of ongoing household commitments. And lastly, people often listen to the naysayers who are often too scared to invest themselves, never take advice from those who haven't actually previously done it before. Now, for those that do invest, why is it that the majority don't get past one investment property? Firstly, it's that old thing again, life gets in the way, which is just poor plan implementation. Secondly, people have a really big fear of debt. And thirdly, there's no process that they actually follow. Realistically, all of these factors, positive or not, boil down to one thing, and that's action. The biggest action prevention in life is life. So if the goal is to purchase 5 properties over the next 10 years, that's great. But what else will life serve up in those years? You can get married, or you can get divorced. You could have kids, or you could spend a fortune trying to have kids. You may decide to pursue your passion and start a business, which ends up using a substantial amount of your resources and kills your cash flow. Or your career could go leaps and bounds, produce substantially more cash flow, and you end up investing in more than 5 properties, plus holidays, jet skis, and whatever else takes your fancy. Life, I guess, just has a funny way of making your best plans come unstuck. Therefore, always be mindful of where your attention is at, because what you focus your attention on is essentially what you're going to create. Investing does not require you to stop living your life, but your life does not require you to stop investing. The best way to overcome a roadblock is by having success. A good purchase that produces gains in the short to medium term will be excellent motivation to rinse and repeat the scenario. Achieving that good result will really set the foundation and the tone for things to come. So to have takeoff success, you need to have the right flow and adhere to a plan which consists of 4 factors. The first of which is education. Education in the property investment sphere, I believe, can be fraught with danger at times. Unfortunately, when it comes to passing on property investment advice, anyone can do so. They can easily obtain a business card, set up a website, knock up some dummy testimonials, and start spruiking their services. The industry isn't regulated at this stage, so there is no requirement to maintain minimum education or professional development throughout the year, and there's no need to actually disclose commissions at this stage. Industry organisations like the Property Investment Professionals of Australia, or PIPA, of which I'm a member of, are championing the cause of acting as an industry body and are actively lobbying the government to bring in legislation to change industry practices. Now, this will happen, but for the time being, I strongly advise you to proceed with caution, particularly around spruikers that suggest that you hand over a small fortune to become a part of their property masterclass or inner circle, so to say. Now, don't get me wrong, the vast majority of operators do have your best intentions at heart. Um, they're necessary as well, particularly for the size of the property market. Understanding, though, what makes a good investment is key. And inadvertently, if something is underperforming, you'll need to understand how to rectify the situation. Hence, the importance of choosing service providers that offer professional advice, service, and education, not just property picks. Now, the second thing that you need to do, and most importantly, is that you need to understand your numbers. Real estate is a numbers game. If you don't understand the numbers, you'll be lucky to get out on top. Assuming capital growth is a given is the first mistake. Assuming regular growth is the second, because it varies year on year. To generate capital growth, you can either do something to the property to increase its value or have incredible insight into the market for when it's going to boom and be able to ride those waves of growth. And the incredible insight comes in at timing the market to that perfection. If you haven't done either of those two things, then I guess you're just making assumptions, which is a mistake, and one that I'm very guilty of actually making myself. However, there are other traps that often relate to complacency, which includes not maintaining a cash flow statement. Worst of all is not even having a cash flow statement or even understanding how to read a cash flow statement. Second factor is not understanding or calculating your actual return on investment. And thirdly is, a huge mistake is not leveraging lazy equity or unused equity combined with making poor investment decisions around the financial structures that you maintain. Those three factors will certainly hold you back as a property investor. Now, the third factor that we should talk about is focus, because I've said it before, so I guess I'll have to say it again. Where is your attention at? What you focus on is what you will create. Think that property investing is beyond you, and you know what? That could well be the case. Or if you believe that hell or high water that you're going to build a property portfolio, well, that might just be the case too. Investing in property has to be treated like a business. So you need to remove the emotion. You can't dwell on whether you like the wall colors or not. You just need to concentrate on the numbers, the strategy, and the research. You need to focus on your strategy, focus on your underlying research, and focus on the numbers. And lastly, you need to take control. Ahoy, Captain! You're in charge of this ship and its eventual destination. Now, you can either let complacency set in, or you can get lost out at sea. Or you can take control and execute the strategy created to, arrive at your ultimate destination. Rising interest rates, increasing construction costs, property downturns, disputes, changing laws, regulations, building codes, delays, etc., etc., etc. They're all considerations that need to be made, most of which are actually largely probably outside of your control anyway. Success is about having an active investment strategy, but also mitigating the risks. Control what you can and manage others as they arise. Importantly, don't bite off more that you can chew. So you really do need to take control of your assets. They are yours. They're your ticket to financial freedom. You need to care for them, you need to grow them, and be disciplined to ensure their success, to ultimately enjoy the benefits, to pass them on to your kids, to achieve that financial freedom and enjoy the fruits of your labor. So that's all for this week. Bit of a different topic, but look, absolutely essential as you ride the peaks and troughs of investment cycles. Now, if you would like to discuss any of the aspects in more detail or complete a free review of your financial and property investment portfolio, please feel free to reach out via www.thebuyersguide.com.au and make sure you subscribe not to miss out on the future episodes, as we have a great lineup of industry experts that are willing to share their expertise with you. So, until next time, bye bye.